Hey, Hussein Talib here, founder of SuccessGrid.com and the host of the Success Grid podcast. This is the podcast for you to raise your standards for your business and for your life. In 1942, a group of scientists went to Africa looking for diamonds and jewels. One of those was a Japanese scientist named Yuki. He was young and full of energy, passion for adventure. He used to wake up at 5 a.m. and go back to his hotel at 10 p.m. Despite his constant search, he could not find any diamonds or jewels, so he decided to go back home since he lost hope. On his last day, he decided to finish up early and pack his bags and go back home. On his way back to the hotel, he met a 6-year-old boy with a big stone in his hand. So the kid asked Yuki to give him candy in exchange for the stone. So he did. Yuki went back to the hotel and checked and investigated the big stone. He checked again, as he could not believe his own eyes. That big stone was the biggest diamond he saw in his entire life, and worth millions of dollars. That kid had a fortune in his hands, and he didn't know about it and realize it. So he sold it cheap. If he only knew, he would have changed his whole neighborhood. So I say a lot of people don't ever realize the limitless abilities that they have. So you waste your time and your energy and your life, as that kid missed the chance because he did not realize it. You do have a treasure within you. The thing is, most people are not looking inside of themselves. The world that surrounds you has filled you with negative beliefs and emotions, from your parents to the media. About 90% of our emotional values come from the outside, which programs us in a negative way. And since most of it is negative, so it is going to bury your potential. Do you know that scientists have said in the 50s that we use only 50% of our brain powers? And in the 60s they said we use 20% of our brain powers. And in the 70s they said we use 10%. And in the 80s we use 5%. And in the 90s they said we use only 1% of our brain powers. The question is, why do people live in hardships and difficult times? The simple answer to that is not realizing your powers. So, what is stopping you from using your full powers? Well, it's just one word, and that is excuses. The thing that you tell yourself daily to not to do something, or that you cannot do something. Did you know that only 7% of the world population has wealth from inheritance, and 97% of the world riches started from zero? Now the question is, do excuses affect you? Well, of course they do. You first decide, then you choose, and you then use your excuse, and then you keep repeating and modifying until you believe in it. Anything you tell yourself, you will believe in it, because it becomes a part of you. Here, your excuses become your habit, and a really bad one. So my friend, time marches on, and the train will pass you by if you keep hanging on to your excuses. So until when you are just going to be a spectator. The first step to reaching your full potential is to awaken your potential and then know yourself and accept yourself, because self-acceptance is part of self-appreciation. So self-appreciation consists of the following: acceptance, which is to accept you as you. 2. Appreciation, value yourself and experiences. 3. Self-love, love yourself, how you look, your color, height, family, and your name. Your perception and realization is the step to your transformation. And transformation is the start of growth, and growth is the start of progress. I want you to write this down on a piece of paper, not on the computer screen. So, write this down. I decide to discover my powers and use them. And I decide to leave my mark on the world my way, not the way that has been forced on me. I have the power to decide what I want my own way. Now let's make things happen for you. The first thing to have is a vision, which is to know exactly what is it you really want, short term or long term. Close your eyes for a minute. See in the future, 5, 10, 15 years from now. Then a purpose, which is why you want to do it. Maybe you want to help people to build a company, for example. And in order for you to have you working on that, you must have a burning desire and hunger for it. You get that by the reasons you tell yourself to achieve the vision that gives you hunger. Is your vision clear? Do you know what you really want? Do you have a purpose of your vision? Then we go to goals. Here your vision is turned into smaller steps. Each step takes you forward. But you need to know a very important thing to reach and achieve your goals, and without it, you will come short, and that is courage. What is stopping you? Is it fear? Fear of the unknown, fear of rejection, fear of failure, or even fear of success? I want you to ask yourself 2 questions. What is the worst possible thing that could happen? Or what is the best possible thing that can happen? There's a saying that reads, don't think about a thing, don't do a thing, you won't get anything, and you will become nothing. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Success Grid podcast. See you in the next episode.